Good evening, everybody. Welcome to today's investor education webinar on accessing global markets by retail investors through the Gift City. This webinar is going to be taken by Mr. Arup Mukherjee, who is the former MD and CEO of India International Clearing Corporation Limited, which is a subsidiary of BSE and located at the Gift City, Gujarat. Prior to that, Mr. Mukherjee has worked at the BSE and the National Stock Exchange, where he worked in various departments in leading roles. Overall, he has worked for nearly 4 decades with leading companies, particularly with the stock exchanges and the clearing corporations. Now, just to give you a brief backdrop of NISM, NISM is a public trust established in 2006 by SEBI, which is the regulator of the Indian securities markets. Now, as you know, the Institute conducts a wide range of capacity building activities at various levels, and the aim is to improve the quality standards in the securities markets. At NISM, we primarily work in 5 broad areas, which are the long term and short term academic programs, the certification examinations for market intermediaries, the e learning programs, the training programs for working professionals and the academia, and even the investor education initiatives. We would request all of you to kindly visit nism.ac.in to get more details about the 5 broad areas in which we work with. With this backdrop, now I request Arup sir to please take over for the investor education webinar. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Rasmi. And firstly, I would like to thank NISM for giving this opportunity to speak on this subject. I would like to thank all the listeners who have joined this webinar. Firstly, I hope I am audible and I'm visible. So I will go ahead with the session. So we are talking today about accessing global markets by retail investors. That is a main topic, and of course, how we are going to access it. That is what we are talking about is through Gift City. So the idea is that the global investing is now growing in popularity. Basically, investors are looking at diversification. They are looking at better returns from the markets, and that means they have to probably look at other markets also besides India's. And how do we do that? What are the options available to us? That is what we are going to talk about. Not all the options, but mainly we are focusing on the Gift City options. What are the options available through Gift City? That is what we are going to talk about. So that is the topic for the day today. Before we go ahead with the topic, certain disclaimers, as we call them. So this presentation is only for educational purposes, knowledge sharing and education. Nothing other than that. So it is not an investing or an investment presentation. So there is no investment advice on which securities, which products, which markets to choose from. And there is no, we are not going to compare any, I'm not comparing any markets like this is a better market or that is a better market. We should invest in those markets. It's not, the idea is not that. Idea is to only share one of the options which are available to us for investing in the international markets, in the global markets, and investors are looking at various options. So this is one of the options available, not marketing or proposing any kind of investment or investment products or investment platforms. For any kind of investments, as we all know, we should seek professional advice because there are various details which we must know before we put our money into any investable products. There are so many issues related to the characteristic of the product, the specifications, the taxation, the cost, features, so many things are there. And those only an expert advisor can give you, a SEBI registered advisor. So you should seek their advice before investing in any kind of products, going into any kind of markets, any new options that you choose from. So that is basic kind of alert I would like to give before I go ahead with this presentation, which is on global investing. So global investing simply is investing beyond the shores of the domestic market. So India is a growing economy. Our GDP is growing. There are so many positives which are associated with our economy. So the Indian markets have been giving good returns over the past many years. However, investors are also looking at diversifying. They don't want to, like as they say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. In terms of instruments also, don't put all your eggs in one basket like that. In terms of say type of investment, large cap, mid cap, so many things are there where we look towards diversification. So global investing is a form of diversification. So as the investment habits, investment styles are changing, investing in global markets also is being looked at one of the options, basically for diversification, for better allocation of assets, and for better risk management. Taking advantage of what is happening in the global markets, the global leaders which are there. So these are the various reasons why investors are now looking at investing globally. And there are more than 100 markets. So today, if you are investing in the Indian markets, you have got around 4,000 plus odd stocks that you are looking at. But the moment you go outside, like the moment you look at the international markets, the number of stocks just multiplies, maybe 40,000, 50,000 stocks, plus 30,000 plus mutual funds, plus so many bonds, treasury markets, US treasury, German treasury, Japanese treasury, ADRs, GDRs of foreign companies. There's a plethora of products that becomes immediately available to you once you start looking at global investing, in looking at the international markets. So basically the first thing is that before going into what is the option available for investing through Gift City, the benefits of global investing is what we need to look at. One is diversification, of course. So it helps you to reduce any kind of country specific risk. So if you're investing in the Indian markets only, good. I mean, our markets have been given very good returns, 12, 13% returns of the index. And if you're investing in mutual funds, actively managed mutual funds, some of them have been giving much better returns. But to cushion the risk of domestic markets, because any event can impact the returns in the domestic market, you look at diversifying and go international, investing in international stocks. Secondly, you have access to high growth companies, high growth sectors, some of the global leaders which are there in the world. We are not able to access those global leaders through our exchanges in India, like I would say the Google, Netflix, then Microsoft or Amazon. We can't access it from our exchanges, from Indian exchanges, or Tesla, the largest car company. All those companies are listed on international exchanges. Now, if I want to invest in those stocks, what do? I need access to those international exchanges directly, and that is possible only by investing. Only by global investing. You can access the international exchanges and you can diversify. Currency diversification also is possible if I invest globally. So if I'm holding a foreign stock, any foreign stock like a US based stock, actually what I'm holding that asset is actually the currency I'm holding also, the financial currency. So if that currency appreciates and I sell the stock and I we re-exchange it into rupees, I will get more rupees because that currency has appreciated, rupee has depreciated. So I'll get more rupees. So that's a hedging of your currency risk is also possible through this global diversification. And also we know that some of the economies, some of the countries, the economic policy, the focus of the country is into, you would say that better economic prospects is possible in those countries. We know that some of the countries have forward-looking economic policy. So if you want to invest in those countries, if you know that some countries' policy will benefit some company over there or some sector in that country, we can always then look at investing in that country. And that is also again possible only if we are able to invest globally. So there are so many benefits today of investing globally. So for many years, we looked at only our markets, Indian markets, because of the returns that has been given, the emerging market returns, etc., have been quite good. But now we are seeing that global investing is also becoming very, very popular because for diversification, for reducing the risk for any kind of country-specific risk which is there. So before we go ahead, a small quiz for our listeners. So the main purpose of global investing is what? A, making money. B, diversification. Trading in foreign currency. D, buying US stocks. Yeah, Sahil?
Yes, sir. Police and
Okay, so how many answered correctly?
87% has answered
Okay.
the B option,
Oh,
which is the right.
great, great. Okay. So we go ahead. So again, the reason why global investing is becoming important. So the Nifty over a longer period of time, that is given very good returns. We all know that annualized return CAGR of maybe 13% or so. But there have been many periods during this long journey of Nifty where the returns have been flat. There have been hardly any returns which we have seen coming from the index. And if you look at the last 1 year, if you look at this chart I have with me, that is Nifty versus major indices for this current year. So we have Nifty versus S&P 500 of US, NASDAQ 100, the technology index, NASDAQ Composite, Dow Jones Industrial, Euro Stocks, that is the European companies in that MSCI world. So if you look at it, the Nifty is the bold blue color line. So you will see that is almost at that is at the bottom among all these graphs, charts that in the chart, the lines we can see. We can see Euro Stocks has given pretty good return. NASDAQ has given good return. NASDAQ Composite, all of this. So what we are seeing is that the Nifty can, or the markets can be flat in India, or can even give negative returns for certain period of time. So as an investor, we don't want to sit in a scenario where we are getting negative returns. We want to look at markets which are doing well, doing better than our domestic markets. And that is where the global markets and the global investments come into the picture. So here again is an example. If we take, say, last 5 years, what has been the return of different indices in the world? So if you look at India, Sensex, you have got US, S&P 500, China, Hong Kong, Japan, Germany, Switzerland, UK, Brazil. So if you look at 2020, Sensex gave very good returns. Our markets gave very good return, 15.8. However, if you look at US, 16.2, China gave excellent return, 27.2. Okay, highest returns. Similarly, 2021, again, India gave very good returns, 22%. However, again, if you look at US gave 26.9 and France gave 28.9. Similarly, as we go along 22, the markets were not performing very well, 4.4% India's return, reasonably well. However, again, we had UK have given good returns. 2023, Japan gave very good returns. 2024, again, US gave very good returns. 25, Nifty, the markets in India have not been performing so well. But still, for the year end, it is still going around 9.6. So this data is up to somewhere around November when I made the presentation. Maybe there have been some changes. And different countries have got different, more than one index. Like US has got so many indices. China will have many indices. Similarly, Japan also will have. So I have taken only one index. Other indices might have given better returns. But what I'm trying to put here is that why global investing is becoming very, very important is that other markets will perform better than the domestic markets during certain period of time. And if we are able to study the global markets, if we slowly get into the what you call the vibes or whatever you call it of the global markets, and we become kind of familiar with the global market scenarios, etc., we can make money, or we can look at positive returns even while our Indian markets are not performing as well, or not giving very good returns. We can look at other markets and get better returns from the global markets, some of the other global markets. And as I told you in the beginning, there are more than 130 plus markets to look at, and there are thousands of instruments to look at. That selection, of course, of what instrument, what markets is up to you as an investor. You need to do your own research. There, an expert can help you, but even there, I would recommend, that's my personal opinion, that you should do your own study, do your own research. We can only probably throw some light on what are the products, what are the markets available. So this is a basic reason why investors are looking at global markets. So if our objective is diversification and reducing the risk of exposure to a single market, we look at global investing. And once we look at global investing, then it is no longer looking at the the few thousand stocks available on our exchanges, but thousands of stocks which are available globally from Japan to the US, across the globe, whatever stocks are there, then with that, those become open to you for investing. And why global investing is picking up? Because technology has made it very, very easy to trade across the world now. This was not possible maybe 10 years back. Okay, but now today, sitting at home on your laptop or even on your mobile, you can access markets across the world. It has become so easy. All that is to be done is to empanel with your one of the brokers or whatever platforms, and then you can start investing. And you can choose various themes, just like we do it in India. Single stock or a portfolio of stocks through ETFs, index investing, sectoral investing, country specific, emerging market, all types of investing styles that are possible. You can do everything through this global investing. And not only stocks, corporate bonds, government securities, mutual funds, AIFs, ADR, GDRs of foreign stocks, all these options are also open to you, apart from derivatives trading. Derivatives trading is not allowed for retail Indian individual investors because the LRS scheme of the LRS of RBI does not permit trading on margins. So that is not possible. Other than that, it opens a huge number of products for you to look at and start investing. However, before you go ahead and start investing in the global markets, I mean, if you're already investing, you would definitely have made all your research and analysis you would have done. But before investing, you should do carefully. You must study everything, because now you're opening up the entire world in front of you. The entire world is opening up in front of you on your laptop. Thousands of stocks. So be very careful and study and do your research. Take expert advice before choosing any kind of investment options. Rely on professional help. Do keep in mind that nothing is risk-free. So performance of different markets will vary and fluctuate over a period of time, and we should be aware that all investments carry some form of risk. So domestic market, international market, wherever we invest, do remember nothing is risk-free. But if you do your research properly, if you study and analyze, then probably you will become an expert slowly on the global market investing also. So as a retail investor, this option was not available to us. But as you know, the large players in the world, the big fund houses, they all have been investing globally. So why not we also do that as a retail investors today? That is possible for us. However, another risk is that political, economic instabilities and all that for far away countries, we don't know. Like take, for example, Russia, Ukraine, something goes wrong somewhere like that. We don't know what will be the immediate impact. So be aware of all these things. Then getting information. So whenever you're investing in a market, do you have adequate information about that market? Are you able to get news and reports about what is going on in the company in that country? Because those are not probably easily available, with us. But today, of course, with the net and with all the AI and all that, most of the information will definitely be accessible and available. Then liquidity of the stock, whichever exchange you go to, and select a stock, it is liquid or not, transaction costs, etc. So a lot of details you can get from whoever is your agent or your broker, etc. A lot of information can come from them. But if once you have decided upon investing globally because of diversification requirements, risk reduction, etc., you can go ahead and then start investing globally. So the next question is, before investing globally, an investor should keep the following in mind. Investors must carefully study and understand all available investment options for investing in international markets before investing. Investors should do their own research or rely on professional help before selecting stocks for investing. Investors need to keep in mind that all investments, whether domestic or international, carry risk, and D is all of the above. So another poll, just to understand whether you're gaining any kind of knowledge from this or not. Yeah, we can go ahead, Sai.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So 90% of the participants have given the right option, all of the above.
Oh, thanks. We'll go ahead now.
Yeah.
So what we are talking now is global investing, an option which is available to you through GIFT IFSC. I'll talk about a little bit about what is this GIFT IFSC. IFSC stands for International Financial Services Center. And today there are options. I mean, not today. There have been options available through the brokers here in our country, domestic brokers for trading in global markets. And there are some mutual funds also, but I believe the mutual funds are not accepting any funds right now because they have reached the overall limit of $7 billion. But through Gift City, you have an option of investing, and there are a few ways through which you can invest. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm not talking about the domestic players and not comparing anybody or anything, whether this is good, that is good, etc. That is something which you have to further study, take advice from of the your advisors, brokers, and you can go ahead. So Gift City, as we all know, or those who don't know, it's our international financial services center, located somewhere between Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar in Gujarat, and it is developing as a very vibrant and very robust financial center, competing with centers like Singapore, Dubai, Hong Kong, and other centers. And it's a place which is it's a smart city, very well, planned, and a lot of professionals are now working there. A lot of big companies now have come and they have established themselves at Gift City. So it has the advantage of being located between Gujarat's commercial capital Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, the state capital of Gujarat. That's where the Gift City is located. Good connectivity from the airport, a railway station. There is what you call a metro which is available. So I was working there. So it's a very well planned and modern city which is coming up there. Basically, all the financial services, international financial services, are located over there. So we'll spend a few minutes. Those who are not aware of what an IFSC is, we have all heard about big financial centers or financial cities like New York, London, which are very advanced, very sophisticated financial centers. Like that, an attempt is being made to develop a center here also, which will compete with these kind of centers. So it's basically a geographic area or a concentration or a carved out jurisdiction where there are a lot of financial institutions and a lot of international activities, international businesses take place from there. And the idea behind this is have light touch, liberal regulations, very competitive tax regime, and advanced infrastructure in terms of the telecommunication, the other automation, and the physical infrastructure, and high quality manpower skills should be available at this financial center. And the IFSC mainly caters to non-residents. So the focus is to cater to FPIs and overseas investors. However, to the extent permitted for domestic investors also, the IFSC is open for servicing the domestic investors also. It deals with flow of financial products across the border, and all types of financial services like asset management, portfolio management, wealth management, treasury, risk management, insurance, all types of financial services which are possible domestically and which are offered internationally can be done through the International Financial Center. And the main highlight is that liberalized light touch regulations and ease of doing business is what is implemented in these international financial centers. And the features are, they are very robust regulatory system, very transparent and legally very strong regulatory systems, tax efficient. So you have very low taxes or almost zero taxes in many of the things. Like the IFSC at Gift City does not have any STT, does not have any commodity transaction tax, no long-term capital gains tax, no short-term capital gains tax, 10-year tax holiday for the units which are established over there. So there are various plethora of tax benefits available, but for the retail Indian investors, these are not, the benefits are not. These are for establishments which are at the Gift City. For them, these kind of benefits are available. High quality infrastructure, and since the job over there, the activities over there require high skilled manpower, so you have got companies which are there and which attract a lot of big companies which are established there, and they attract a lot of skilled, highly skilled and specialized manpower also, and globally well connected. The IFSC is globally well connected. So where is this IFSC? As I told you, it is located at GIFT, which is somewhere close to Gandhinagar. And the way the IFSC is structured is that it falls under the special economic zone or the SEZ Act. So there's an act called as the SEZ Act, Special Economic Zone Act. You can have certain areas demarcated for the SEZ, and in the SEZ you can implement certain different types of rules and regulations apart from the entire, the entire domestic market. You can have some few separate kind of rules, regulations for that. So the IFSC at GIFT City is basically a special economic zone. And the idea for that IFSC is to have a lot of international businesses, international financial services over there. And some of the products which are traded internationally, which are India-based products, like the Nifty index, which is very actively traded and mainly on the Singapore exchange. But now that product is available in the IFSC on the NSE IX platform. Similarly, gold, in which India is a very large consumer. So that gold, the prices were determined in international markets. Today, there's a bullion exchange at the GIFT City where there's a lot of activity in the bullion markets, and you have a strong gold market being developed over there. Similarly, all these products, they are slowly they're moving into the into the GIFT City. That is products which are India-based, which are traded internationally. They're moving into the GIFT City now. One of the unique concepts of GIFT City is that we have for all our foreign exchange transactions, the FEMA is the regulation which is applied for any kind of foreign exchange transactions. Okay. However, for GIFT City, under the IFSCA Act, there's an act passed in 2019 of the IFSC Act, the FEMA is not applicable, or some of the modifications are carried out or partially applicable in some cases. That is, the GIFT City as such is not falling under FEMA as like the entire domestic market is under for any foreign exchange regulations fall under FEMA. In GIFT City, that FEMA has been taken out. The FEMA is not applicable to GIFT City. There is a foreign exchange international financial services regulation in 2015, which has come out with, which the government came out with, which has done away with application of FEMA in the GIFT City. So there is no Foreign Exchange Control Act as such operating, and you can bring in foreign exchange easily and repatriate foreign exchange very easily through this GIFT City. And also under that act, any company which is located at the GIFT City is treated as a person resident outside India. So the GIFT City units are considered as non-residents, and there are regulations applicable for non-residents for GIFT City companies, and they can the currency which is operable at GIFT City is any non-rupee currency. So you have the dollar, you have the euro, or you will have the yen. All these foreign currencies, around 50 odd currencies, are operable over there. But the rupee is not a transactional currency over there. So you don't have any trading or any settlements happening at GIFT's IFSC in rupee. It is mostly all dollar based or any other foreign currency which is applicable over there. And FEMA is not applicable, as I told you. The FEMA is not applicable, but other rules and regulations apart from FEMA, like the Companies Act, where also certain waivers are given, but the CBDTs, taxation acts, etc., those are all applicable on GIFT City. So there are specifically some regulation acts which are applicable in all these other regulations also specifically for GIFT City. So this GIFT City IFSC at GIFT City is coming up rapidly, growing rapidly, and a lot of international financial transactions in banking, in securities market, in insurance are all happening through this GIFT City. Okay. So the next question is, any entity set up at GIFT IFSC is treated under FEMA as resident in India, resident outside India, resident of USA, none of the above?
75% has chosen the option B, resident outside India.
Oh. So far we have talked about global investing, why global investing is growing in popularity and becoming important because of the diversification requirements, and the domestic market may not give you adequate returns. At all points of time, the markets may be flat. So we look at diversifying, and we have got 100 plus markets across the world in which we can invest in. and thousands of stocks and thousands of mutual funds we can invest in. Of course, you need to do your own study before you go ahead and invest. There is an option which is through the GIFT IFSC, the International Financial Services Center, which is a demarcated, carved out jurisdiction, an ACZ in the state of Gujarat near Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar, which is a financial center where the companies there are treated as non-residents, and there are various tax benefits that are available for companies which are established at GIFT City, and they mainly service foreign clients, foreign investors. However, domestic resident investors can also make use of the GIFT City in certain products which are either listed on the GIFT City exchanges or what we will talk about next, that is your global investments through GIFT City. Before we go to that, we should know the term LRS, liberalized remittance scheme, which is applicable to resident investors. So if you wish to invest abroad or do anything abroad, you have this, you will be impacted by the LRS. It is to facilitate resident investors for remitting funds abroad. Okay. And what is the limit? Per year, up to 250,000 US dollars. That is, you just multiply by today's currency. It is quite a big amount. You can invest, or you can use it for your education, travel, medical expenses, etc. abroad. So the limit is 250,000 US dollars. Eligibility is all resident individual investors, that is investors like you and me. They can use this limit of 250,000 US dollars, but it is not available for corporates, partnership, HUF, etc. And what can the fund be used for? Education expenses, travel, tourism, medical, and investments, which is what we are talking about here. We are focusing on investment. That is, you can invest in equities, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, treasuries, GDRs, ADRs of foreign companies. You can use it for all these purposes. But the LRS scheme is something which you must know about and which you must learn as an investor before you go ahead and invest in foreign markets across the world. So we are talking about the options available for retail investors through GIFT City only, not through the domestic market. So what are the various options? The first option that we have is called as a platform, which is known as the India International Exchange Global Access, or India INX-GA. That is the first option that I'm talking about, India INX-GA platform. So what is this India INX-GA? India INX-GA is a platform, an international kind of a platform, international markets platform, where you can access the global markets. And this platform has been established by the India International Exchange, IFSC Limited, which is a subsidiary of BSE, and it is located at GIFT City. It is a global access platform, and it provides you access to markets across the world for residents as well as non-residents. So resident individual investors, FPIs, and whoever is allowed to, they can trade. It's a single integrated platform. So you have one login, and you can log in through that single login, and you can access 135 exchanges across 33 countries, and in 23 different countries, 23 different currencies. You can trade through this platform called as India INX-GA. So India INX-GA is not a broker on this 135 exchange. It acts as an introducing broker, and it has at the back end other international brokers like ViewTrade, Interactive Brokers, through which all this trading happens. So as an investor, we are not concerned what happens at the back end. Our purpose is to empanel, do our KYC, transfer the funds, which gets converted into dollars, and you can start trading. And you can directly access international GA by logging to the India INX-GA by logging into their website, indiainxga.com, or through your broker. Your existing brokers, you can talk to them, ask them if they are providing this access to this platform. And if they are providing, nothing like it, it is all white labeled. You can go through your existing broker also, and you can access it. Or what you can do, if you want to directly access, you can go to indiainxga.com. You have got the FAQs, you have got user guide, you have got the pricing. It is important that you go to the pricing, because there's a whole host of things in that pricing. What are the charges for different markets, and your banking charges, etc., are all given over there. Not possible to cover all that in this slides, but you have got all the details. And if you want to open your account, right hand side on top, you can see open a new account. So you click on that, you will create a new account, you enter your first name, last name, means whatever needs to be done in terms of registering yourself, it's all digitized, completely digitized. Some of the documents which you need to share, you can also digitally send those documents. Open your account, do your KYC, transfer your funds, and maybe in a 2-3 days time, once you're empaneled, you have access to global markets across the world, and you can trade in. Once you get your login ID, password, you can just log into the market. India INXGA is a platform. It's a BAC group company, and you can start trading through this platform. That is the first option. A beautiful platform called as India INX Global Access Platform, which you can use for accessing markets through the Gift City. So when your order goes through, it will go through a Gift City platform, not your domestic India platform. That's what this market is all about. And what are the benefits of trading through the India NXGA's Gift City platform? Direct access to more than 135 market, portfolio diversification, diversify globally in stocks, ETF, bonds, mutual funds. There are more than 40,000 mutual funds which are listed and which you have access to. There are portfolios, so global portfolios are available where you can directly trade in hedge funds. Cost efficient, so a lot of charges have been waived by India NXGA, but there are of course banking charges, etc., which you must understand from before you start trading. So either you can, there is a help desk email ID number also available. When you log in, you get to log into the India NXGA's website, you will get that, and you can either ask them or you can ask your broker, what is this platform about? Various analytical tools. So when you are trading, you need to do research, fundamental analysis, technical analysis. All that is also available. Diversified basket of portfolio, international portfolio of renowned portfolio managers. Some calls are given, etc. You can lend your stocks also, the stocks which you have purchased. You can lend foreign stocks which you have purchased. You can lend those stocks and earn some income out of those stocks. Fractional ownership, that is, you can buy a small quantity of shares. So if a share is worth $1,000, so that is almost like 90,000 rupees today. So we cannot maybe afford that kind of, so you can buy a fraction of that. So that fractional ownership is also possible through this INX GA platform. So it's a great way to access 135 exchanges. Once you have done your initial empanelment or registration, KYC, everything else then after a period of time becomes quite smooth in trading on this platform. But definitely check the latest fees, charges, offering details, etc. from the Global Access, India INX Global Access, or through your brokers before you start trading. Besides India INX Global Access, there are other platforms also there. So there is a regulation called as Global Access Providers or GAP regulation of the regulator has come out with the regulations over there. So this kind of access can be given by other entities also, that is your domestic brokers or exchanges there or foreign brokers who are established there. They can also provide this access. So there are others also. So NSE has also announced that it is NSE IX is the NSE's subsidiary over there, NSE International Exchange, that they will also have a global access platform. So they have announced this, and definitely NSE's platform will also be up and running. You can get more information by reaching out to NSE IX over there. Best way is, how do I get more information? So there is a website of the International Financial Services Centers Authority, which is a regulator of IFSC. Like we have got the SEBI over here in the domestic market. IFSC is a regulator. You log into IFSC's website, scroll down, and you will find something called a directory. So I've circled it over there. This directory contains all information about the companies which are there at GIFT IFSC. So you can get information about the global access providers, other global access providers like IndMoney is there, NSE IX Global Access, Think Tank, View Trade. So you could contact them. So if you do a search on category as capital market intermediaries, subcategory, which I have marked in red circle, global access providers, you will get the global access providers. There could be more coming, so you can get all the information. So if you click on any of the global access providers link over there, so I have clicked on IndMoney Global Access, Global IFSC Private Limited. What I get among the other things like registered office, I get a contact person's name and contact person's number, and I can talk to them, or I can go to the website and I can find out about their offerings. Just like India INX Global Access, which I showed you, there are others also who are offering this product by which you can access global markets. Okay. So again, we come to a Q&A. One of the ways to access international markets through Gift City is through A, global access providers, NYSE bullion exchange, D is stock exchange.
So 94% has chosen a right option, that global access
Oh,
provider.
okay, great. So one of the ways to access global markets is through the Gift City, and through the Gift City, through global access providers, you have got the India INX GA platform and other platforms which I showed you. You can click on those and get more information. Another way to access global markets are through the funds which are available at Gift IFSC. So what are these? These are mutual funds. Just like in India, you have mutual funds where they invest in the Indian stocks. We are now seeing funds being floated at Gift City where you can access international markets through this mutual fund. So we had DSP recently having a fund, DSP Merrill Lynch fund like that. Again, you can, because this, so these are all new concepts. So little bit of research required from the investors end. So which are the funds available? So you can again go to IFSC's website, go to the bottom and you'll find directory. In directory, you search fund management, retail scheme as subcategory. You will get some of the companies which have promoted like DSP, Edelweiss, NJ, Tata India Dynamic. So there are the funds which you can invest in. And again, you click on that, link, and you get the company's name like Edelweiss India Opportunities Fund, the fund name Edelweiss India Opportunities Fund. And you need to contact the contact person and through the contact number and get more information. Or you can do a search also. You can search on Edelweiss India Opportunities Fund, and you will get more information. So probably since these are new funds, you may have to do a little bit of studies yourself and try and understand how the investments are happening. Some of these are feeder funds which are investing in some fund abroad, or there are different methods of investing, but you are getting an access to international markets through mutual funds, through Gift City. So in the domestic market, that limit has been reached by the mutual fund of 7 billion. But here through the LRS, you still have an option, but you need to contact these funds and you need to find out. And there are more companies which are registered over there to launch funds. So again, if you do fund management as a category and registered FME stands for fund management entity. If you do that search, you will get various funds which are established, various mutual funds which are established in Gift City, and they are also promoting mutual funds over there. So Axis, Baroda, BNP, DSP, Edelweiss, Franklin Templeton, HDFC. These are all the fund houses which are having, which have already launched or they are in the process of launching mutual funds. So one is through global access providers. Second option to invest internationally is through the funds which are available at Gift IFSC. So NJ, SBI, Sundaram, Tata, etc. So this is the second option. And some of the offer documents are on the website. You can go and search the offer documents, and some of the research papers are also on the website. You can go and search research papers. So if you don't want to directly, if you're not comfortable directly investing through the India INX GA or other global access providers, you have the fund route through which you can invest internationally through Gift City. Another option is there's something called as unsponsored depository receipts. So what's a depository receipt? It basically represents a foreign company on a local stock exchange. So DR represents a foreign company on a local stock exchange. The original shares are held, just to give a simple example, original shares are held in a demat account. Say like Infosys, its shares are held by an institution in a demat account, say 1 crore shares. Against that 1 crore shares, Infosys can have a ADR or a GDR in an international market. So the mirror image of that 1 crore shares which are in a demat account in a custodian in India, which is frozen over here, is the ADR or a GDR which is traded internationally, and you have access to the Infosys ADR GDR. So American citizens, they can have access to ADR GDR of Infosys on New York Stock Exchange. Similarly, you can do a reverse. You can have an ADR GDR in a Gift IFSC exchange, and say on Google or on Netflix or on Amazon or on Tesla, you can have an ADR GDR, or what are called as they are called as DRs, depository receipts, on an exchange on Gift City, and you can trade on those ADR on those depository receipts. That's also possible. And NSE IX, that is NSE International Exchange, has structured such depository receipts on 50 odd very big companies of the US. There are such companies whose depository receipts are available on the NSE International Exchange. And there's a mechanism how it is done, like HDFC, Deutsche Bank, and the depository over there. They are involved in creating this whole depository structure. We don't need to get into too much of detail how the structuring is done. You can study about it. But if you want to access, say, Apple, stock. Now, if you don't want to use the global access method, which I already told you about, you can probably come to the NSE International Exchange through your broker, and you can trade in the depository receipt of Apple on the NSE exchange over at GIFT City. You have that platform also, that access also. But however, this is limited to some 50 odd stocks, and select 50 odd stocks or US stocks only. This is limited to, and retail investors can open their trading account, demat account, bank account with an IFSC broker, and they can have access to this trading of depository receipts on 50 odd American stocks through the GIFT IFSC exchange. And you can do you can own fractional shares also. All these things are possible. However, do talk to your broker before you start trading in the depository receipts. Okay, so how will you locate a broker? You can go to NSEIX website, that is nseix.com. There's a link called as membership, where you can locate different brokers who are there on the NSEIX platform. So you've got the domestic brokers, most of them are there in the NSEIX platform. There, most of them are there. So you can contact them. So if you are interested in trading through DR route, accessing the foreign stock, but not directly on the New York Stock Exchange or exchanges in the US, but through this platform, you have that option also. So what are the three options? Global access providers, funds which are located at GIFT IFSC, and third is through this DR option, unsponsored deposit receipts. Okay, sorry, that are the four options we have covered. So anyway, so the takeaway from our discussion today is that global investing is gaining in importance. So far, we were looking at the Indian markets only. We were comfortable trading in Indian markets. But as we all know that sometimes our markets will not give very good returns. So at that point of time, we need the diversification. That's why we look at foreign markets, international markets. And with technology, now this has become very, very simple. You've got access to more than 130 countries, thousands of stocks and different kind of products. Sitting at home, sitting on your laptop, you can access that. And up to $250,000 US you can invest in. It's a pretty big amount for retail individual investors. Per year, you can invest so much. So the domestic brokers, domestic mutual funds are one way. We are not discussing that today. That option is already available with us, and not comparing this is better or that is better. That is not the task over here. But the option which is I talked about today is an option through the GIFT City. GIFT City is a zone which has been created in Gujarat, International Financial Center, which is opened up for facilitating servicing foreign clients mainly, foreign investors mainly, but also open to Indian investors for the amount which is permissible. And how do we access the global markets from GIFT IFSC? So I have discussed four options available to you. One is the India INX Global Access platform directly. That is, you can log into the website of India INX Global Access, or you can talk to your broker if they are providing access to this platform. You can then go through your broker, or you have got other global access providers, NSEIX, IndMoney, Think Tank, ViewTrade. You can have a conversation with their representative of GIFT City. The numbers are available on the website, as I just explained to you, the IFSCA website directly, or you can log into these companies' websites. Unsponsored depository receipts I told you about. These are DRs. Unsponsored, by the way, unsponsored means that the company is not involved in promoting this depository receipt. It is some other institution which is holding the underlying shares who can issue the depository receipt. So there is a way of technicality about going about issuing this. But what we are interested in that, can I access Apple or a Google sitting here in India, not directly on the New York Stock Exchange, which I can do through the global access providers, but through the DR method that I can do through NSEIX, this DR receipts that they have. And fourth is funds, just like Indian mutual funds investing in Indian stocks. You've got funds at the GIFT City, which are investing in global stocks. You can access those global stocks through these mutual funds. Little bit of research would be required. So these are the various options today opening up for investors sitting in India, looking at the global markets, and they want to access this. There's a GIFT City platform available, but do keep in mind that you need to keep yourself updated with latest information developments. And the best person is a professional, SEBI registered person who can guide you through all these things. Your present broker can do it, or your agent, mutual fund agent, they can guide you through the entire process. So basically, this was my conversation with you today on the global investing possibilities through GIFT City, and hopefully I've been able to explain certain things to you through my presentation. And for more information, you can access various websites which are available, study about global investing, and keep yourself abreast about various markets across the world. So thank you very much.
So, sir, now I think we can begin with the Q&A session, where participants have asked a few questions related to the topic.
Okay. Where I will.
It's visible in Q&A section.
Okay.
Down the screen below.
I'll just check.
Yeah, please.
Okay, I want to know whether there's any certificate. Of course, there will be a certificate given. As a mutual fund distributor, what is the SEBI regulation for doing business for NRIs in GIFT City? See, you can become a distributor also, but you need to check on the IFSCA website. So go to ifsca.com and you go to the regulations. There will be regulations available. So IFSCA falls under the IFSCA is a regulator over there. You need to check out with the IFSCA website about all that. For corporate OPI is applicable instead of, for corporates is OPI, you're right. Is LRS rules same for, LRS is one, there is one liberalized remittance scheme rule that is applicable for GIFT City up to $250,000 US. You can invest as an individual resident investor in foreign stocks, etc., but not derivatives. Can you give the feedback that the name checks are not correct? Okay, is INXD advisor? No, INX Global Access is not an advisor, not an MFD. It's just a platform, you can say a platform, which has tied up with international brokers, and they provide access to different markets through this platform. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, there is a TCS applicable, of course, at 20% TCS, but that also please check out with your broker agent if there's anything for GIFT City. I don't think there is, but there is an application of applicability of TCS. In detail, don't give any public information on the products. Okay. So as I told you, there's a question about the mutual fund information availability. So you need to do some research as of now, because these are the new kind of products which are being launched. So the domestic mutual funds are far more matured, like they've been in existence for a very long time. But GIFT City mutual funds, you need to do a little bit of research. Go to the IFSCA website or the mutual fund website and please check for the further details. What is the minimum amount for SIP and lump sum? So there is not minimum amount of SIP and lump sum is for the mutual funds. You need to check out with the mutual funds. Do we need to clear any exam for the same? No, there are no exams for, as an investor, there are no exams. But of course, if you want to become a broker, if you want to work with a broker over there, and if you want to work with mutual funds, etc., then you need to, definitely there would be some exams. You need to, again, when you empanel with them, you will know. But as far as I know, as an investor, there are no brokers. Is there any comparison of brokerage fees among these gaps? Again, this is quite a detailed information about brokerage fees, banking fees, etc., etc. You need to individually contact. Individually means contact through your broker. Ideally, ask your broker what is the service he's providing when it comes to GIFT City, and then you will probably get all your answers, sorted out through him. What is the difference between India INX and NSE IX? Okay, India INX and NSE IX difference is that India INX is a BSE promoted entity, NSE IX is a NSE promoted entity. Those are two differences, and they have got their own set of products and offerings available. Like India INX offers the India INX Global Access, NSE offers the NSE IX Global Access. You need to check about the status of NSE IX Global Access, because I don't know about the launch, etc. And different products they are having, you need to go and check on their website. Do we have SIP? SIPs would be there or not, you have to check out with the mutual funds concerned. Okay. Career options. Okay, this career options, NISM would be the right people to reply. How retail investors benefit from, can NRIs do SIP? Give City MF. If yes, just tell me the easiest procedure. Again, can NRIs do SIP? Again, you need to check out with the respectable, mutual funds. So you need to respective mutual funds. So you need to please contact those mutual funds. Go to the website of IFSCA. Go to the drop-down list of the directory. Check fund management and talk to those representatives, and they will definitely help out with all details about the mutual funds. Okay. What is a GIFT City index? There is no GIFT City index. There is a GIFT Nifty which is traded there, and probably that is what you are talking about. ESP says there is no capital gains. No, for retail Indian investors, there are capital gains, long-term, short-term capital gains. For NRIs and all, those are waived, so that taxation is definitely there for the retail investors. Okay, so foreign REITs, yes, you can access REITs, InvITs, all kinds of products you can access. Does the GIFT City as a location matter for international? No, you don't need to be over there. You don't need to, have a presence as a resident Indian. You can just register yourself and complete your KYC, and then have access to 135 markets if you go through the global access provider of India INX or other whatever available there. I think this covers most of the questions. Currency conversion is done by whom? So currency conversion is done by banks. So there are 3-4 banks which are empaneled with India INX Global Access. So they will do the currency conversion. So you will transfer the money to the account of India INX GA, through your bank, and the conversion all will be taken care of by them. So you did not bother so much about all that. That is done quite easily, but just get to know initially all the details about how you can register and empanel yourself, through the global access platform, other platforms, and then you can easily access the markets. Yeah, I think I've covered most of the things. Yes, Sahil?
Yes, sir. Are
I think
we
most of
good
the
to end this session? Yes, I think you have answered most of the question, and participants are asking the same questions as well. Get this certificate. Yes. So, can we end the session?
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was great
Oh,
having you here.
thanks a
Thank
lot.
you
Thanks.
again for sharing your time and expertise, and as well as
Thank you.
knowledge with us. Thank you so much again, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, wishing you a wonderful day ahead, sir. Thank you. And
Thanks
also
a lot.
thank you to participants as well for joining us today and coming in numbers. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.